Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? I welcome you back to the streams after my day off yesterday. Today is actually Friday, the 22nd of October, 2021, and I, DSP, and I am here, and welcome everyone to the stream. How's everyone doing? Hope that everyone had a good day off from my streams yesterday. I don't know what you guys did. Sometimes I'm sure you guys are off doing weird, wild things, and other times you're just having chill times at home, right? Watching my stuff, getting caught up maybe on DSPGaming here. I can tell you this. Many people listened to my video. I love how the spider looks with those glasses. That's funny. Many people listened to my video from a couple days ago when I did a special pre-stream when I announced the state of this channel, the state of DSPGaming in October 2021. That the sky was not falling and all of that. And thank you to those who did listen and took heed. We actually ended up having a really great day of streams that day. And over the course of the last day and a half, people commented on the videos, which was nice. It's the first time in a very long time that people were able to kind of comment on the videos on DSPGaming. And some good stuff. I would argue that there was a good mix of positive feedback, negative feedback / constructive criticism, some feelings of nostalgia for those who've watched my stuff for a long time and have not been able to comment on videos for many years, because if you guys don't remember, I turned off the comments on my videos here on DSPGaming about, I want to say it was about 3 years ago, but it could have been 4. I can't remember if it was 2017 or 2018. But the reason that I did so was because at that point, there was actually no way to stop abusive comments. Like, unless you had like a team of people who you assigned to constantly be policing comments on your YouTube channel, there was no way to stop people from coming in and just doing ridiculously disgusting things. Like, you couldn't even stop them from, for example, coming in and saying racist stuff and things like that. Like, there was no way against it at all. At all. So people would just come in and flood my videos with the nastiest, most vile things, racist things, sexist things, insults against me, insults against, everything possible. And I let it go for a while. I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here and police my comments. I got better things to do. But it got so bad that people were actually in contests. No exaggeration. They were in contests to say the nastiest thing on my comments and my videos, so that other idiots who make those montages, those negative montages on the internet, would literally go through the comments, find the nastiest ones, and make a montage of the nastiest comments. It's like, so people were competing to be the worst people on the planet in my comments of my videos. So I actually had my hardcore fans came out and said, you know what? Can you please just turn off the comments? We would much rather have nothing than this filth, and we understand that you're busy. You're making content every day. You have a life. You can't just sit there policing your comments all day. So I turned them off. And that was many years ago, okay? Many years ago. And now I turned them back on, and I think it's going to be a slow thing where people realize, oh, I can actually come back and comment on Phil's videos again. Now, just to clarify so everyone understands, it's not just, oh, open comment, you can say whatever you want, immediately gets posted. The way that YouTube does it is the comments are filtered, and YouTube has all these filters that criteria. I don't know if it looks for certain words or whatever, but basically YouTube sorts through the comments, and if it's a great comment or a positive comment or something it deems safe, it'll post it automatically. But like 9 times out of 10, it basically flags a million comments. And so I got to take the time every once in a while to come back now to the channel, maybe every day, 2 days, and look at all the comments that have been on the videos and either approve or disapprove. And it's really good because it allows me to see the scumbags right away and just ban them immediately. You see something that says something disgusting, nasty. Oh, goodbye. So they can sit there and waste their time posting up as many nasty comments as they want. Doesn't affect anything. You guys will never see it. Doesn't affect my videos anymore. So this is great. This is excellent because, like I said, it used to be out of control, and now I can actually control the content on my channel again. This all happened in the last few years when I really wasn't focused on YouTube. Remember, I was a full-time streamer over on Twitch, so I really didn't give a shit about YouTube. I was like, I'll just use YouTube as an archive, archive of my videos. I'll focus on my Twitch presence. And we all know how that changed earlier this year when I became a full-time YouTuber yet again. So, interesting, and I appreciate those who did go on to leave nice comments over the last couple of days that were constructive. They don't have to be positive. They can be constructive. You can say something negative in a constructive way, and it's still a great comment that has a place on one of my videos, okay? So that's great. Thank you to everyone who did that. You know what's funny? I'm trying to now that I'm sitting here and I'm talking during pre-stream to you guys like this, I'm trying to say, how can I sit straight? I think this is straight on to the camera, right? Because usually when I play games, I'm like this, facing the TV, and it's a smaller frame. It's not the wide screen. So now I'm actually talking to you guys. I'm like, okay, I gotta like figure out how do I face front, right? Shout out to Senator Zen, who just became a channel supporter. Thank you, Senator Zen, for finally joining the channel. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support. All right, so that's a positive thing about my day off, is that you guys left a bunch of comments on the videos, which is nice. And now, by the way, if you check, they're all live. So all those comments that were left in the last day or so are now live on the channel. You can see them on all the videos from the last few days. Some good stuff happened, some bad stuff happened. The good stuff that happened is I went out with my wife yesterday, and you know, Halloween costume and everything good. All right, at least should be. And the reason I say that, the costume that I wanted, they didn't have in my size, so I ordered it online, and it's supposed to come over the course of this week. I hope. Like, seriously, this is the problem. So I went out, you know, 2-3 weeks ago and saw what costumes they had, formulated the categories for you guys to vote on. You voted on them for about a week or 2 weeks. Come to find out, you're like, just do Phil's choice. I was like, okay, fine. Let me go get that costume I want. They didn't have it in my size. I'm like, oh, fuck. We went to 2 different stores. They didn't have it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to order the same exact costume online in the size. So I ordered it. I hope that it shows up on time for Halloween. If not, like, literally, I'm going to have to run to the store and do a last-minute costume. But I hope that it shows up on time. Okay? Jones J says, that's why you don't wait till the last minute to get the costume. First of all, it's almost 2 weeks until Halloween. That's number one. Number two, how am I supposed to get it early when you guys are voting? See the difference? If you guys voted 2 months ago, maybe. But the thing is, I tried doing the Halloween event stuff early 2 years ago, and no one cared. I actually had it set up as a subs goal. Oh, Halloween event and everything. Didn't hit it because people didn't care about Halloween 2 months early. You see? You got to do it in line with when the holidays are happening. So that's when I did it. But now it's like, now it's rush mode to get the costume. So, the good news is I ordered it. It should show up. Hopefully, it should show up. And we'll see what happens. I hope it does show up in time. If not, I'm going to have a really bootleg costume this year. What else can I say? Okay. Okay, so, we did that. We had some fun out yesterday. We did various different things that were fun. That's terrifying. Can you guys see this? Oh, wait, hold on. Look at it. Oh, you can't. It's too many pop-ups. This just popped up on my dashboard. The freaking, Back for Blood Act 2 Cleaner Rare Achievement. It's like a creepy-ass face just appeared on my TV. I was like, what the hell? That's scary. Alright, anyway. So I had a good time out with my wife yesterday. I'm not going to go into details of all the things that we did. Shout out to Guitar Player 1939 who just re-upped his membership for 5 months. Thank you so much, Guitar Player, for the ongoing support. It's good to see you today. Okay. So, had a good day. In general, had a great day. It was a very busy day. We had a lot to do yesterday, and we were running all around and everything, trying to get everything done during the course of the day. And then I got multiple messages from people saying that my YouTube videos had been screwed up. That the videos that I had done on Wednesday, it was the random game that I chose to do out of nowhere. It was YouTuber's Life 2, this crazy life sim game that's supposed to be hilariously making fun of, if not poking fun at being a YouTuber in real life, but it's kind of weird because it's a real sim game, kind of like Animal Crossing, combined with that. It was very weird. I was intrigued by it. We played it on Wednesday. It was actually a really fun stream. And people have asked me, am I going to play it again? The answer is yeah, because number one, you know, I paid for the game, so I want to play it again. Number two, it was actually entertaining. I enjoyed it. It's going to be a chill stream for when we get time for more chill streams, okay? But anyway, the videos weren't showing up. I was like, huh? Like, what do you mean? And people were like, yeah, the videos just aren't showing up on your channel for some reason. This is so odd. We can see certain parts, but not others. Some people were telling me they could see everything, no problem. And others were like, we can't see the videos at all. So I'm trying to look into it while I'm not home and shit, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm staring at DSPGaming myself on my phone, and it shows part 2 and 3, but not part 1. What? I'm like, well, what did he get claimed or something? So I click on part 2, it starts to play, but then I could see part 1 in the related videos. So it's live, it's on YouTube, it's there somewhere, it's just not on my channel for some reason. People were telling me, yeah, it didn't publish properly. So I guess what that means is that it exists on YouTube, but it doesn't show on your channel, and it doesn't send notification out to anyone that it's live. So people only see, oh, part 2 and 3 is live. Where's part 1? I don't know, and they can't find it. They go to the channel, it's not there. You know what I mean? So that's frustrating, because obviously part 1 is the most important part. I'm making jokes, I'm creating the character and everything. The good news is, excuse me, as of this morning, everything should be fine. As of this morning, I updated everything, and now there should be a playlist on my channel, DSPGaming, that has all the parts in order. You can watch them along in order. You still apparently can't find the individual video. And by the way, I checked, it was published. It did not have copyright issues, nothing. 13 years, ladies and gentlemen, I've been making YouTube videos. Never once have I had a video that hid itself from the public on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. I've no clue. Every day is a new day here on YouTube for fuck-ups. Really. Like, every day there's potential something new completely could happen that could ruin the site or screw the site up. Here we go again. Who even knows what caused this one? I have no idea. But I apologize for that for people who were trying to watch the videos and could not watch them. They should be visible in the playlist. Watch the playlist if you want to watch them all in order, okay? And yes, like I said, that will continue in the future. Right now, I'm still going to be focusing on Lost Judgment as well as Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania as my late streams. But when an opportunity arises and presents itself for me to do something different for the late night chill streams, then that game's going to actually swing back in. It'll be a fun sim game for us to play every once in a while, okay? Think of it like Animal Crossing, because it pretty much is Animal Crossing with like a YouTuber twist. It's kind of interesting in that way, okay? Yeah, see, Swagnito, no, it's not unlisted or anything like that. In fact, now that you said that, I'll actually double check it live, which I can do because my laptop fucking works. I actually have a working laptop. I can actually, like, check videos and shit. Here, let me hit refresh. So there it is. Nope, public. Yep. It's just screwed up. YouTube is screwed up, man. YouTube, I've said for 13 years, I've used YouTube on a daily basis, and I tell you guys every day, I'm like, I'm not shocked to hear there's something else wrong on YouTube today. It always has something wrong. Whenever they think they're improving or fixing one thing, they break 25 other things. It's like this domino effect that goes off around the site. Everything breaks and disconnects, and then for a day, the whole site's wonky, and then it fixes itself again. Thank you to End Times, who just became a 5-month supporter of the channel and did a heart super chat emoji, or is that called a super sticker, right? A heart super sticker. Thank you for that. Well, actually, it wouldn't be a super sticker because it's a re-upping of the membership. That's weird. That's the first time I've seen someone use like an emoji during a re-upping of a membership. So I have no idea what it's called. Anyway, guys, I apologize that things were a little messed up yesterday. People wanted to watch this game and they couldn't watch it on demand. It should be live now. You should be able to check it out at your own leisure. Okay? So before we get to the big news today, holy shit, do we have big gaming news to talk about. And let me tell you guys, when the news hit this morning that everything's official, confirmed, and the first video visuals came out of everything of this GTA trilogy, I was stoked. I was like, oh, this is great. This is November. November just flipped on its head. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about what's going on over the course of this next streaming week. This streaming week for me is a 5-day streaming week. Oh, I almost said Wednesday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 straight days of streaming. My next day off is Wednesday. Okay? Sorry that every day my day off seems to shift. It's, you know, my wife's schedule is changing, so my day off has to change along with her when we're available to align our days off. Okay? What's going on in the next 5 days? A lot. We got some really exciting stuff coming up in the next 5 days. Okay? Right now, it's the premiere, the Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes. This is the 3rd game in the Dark Pictures Anthology series. This is the same company that made Until Dawn. Okay? So, I love these games. And, you know, if you take a look at the last few games they put out, Until Dawn I thought was absolutely outstanding, and actually it's one of my favorite playthroughs I've ever done of all time. Okay? Then Man of Medan, I felt was a decent way to start the series, but honestly, because of the way that the plot unfolded in Man of Medan, after you played through it the first time, it wasn't nearly as good to go back and replay because you kind of knew everything that was happening, which was a little disappointing, for sure. but it was still decent, okay? But last year, Little Hope far exceeded my expectations for what these guys could put out. Little Hope felt to me like I was watching a interactive, fun-ass horror movie. That's exactly what I think they were going for. That's exactly what it felt like to me. Like I was watching like a 1980s or 90s cheesy kind of horror flick, but it had, you know, gore and scares and this cool manipulation of time mechanic. They were talking with people from the past, Puritan times and stuff. It was just like, wow, this is very well written and very interesting. It had a twist ending. For those who didn't watch it, I'm not going to spoil the whole thing now. You can watch my full playthrough and a second run that I ended up doing. I did 2 runs of it last year, right here on DSPGaming, okay? I loved it. I thought it was the best thing that these guys had put out so far. And I was like, man, if they can stay on this caliber every year, seriously, if they can stay on this caliber every year, this is going to be one of the best horror series ever made. Like, it could surpass some other famous horror series. By the way, they're planning on making up to 8 games. And this is, today, we're starting only the 3rd. So, potential for some great stuff in the future, okay? So anyway, today we're doing their 3rd game in the Dark Pictures Anthology franchise, House of Ashes. This one supposedly is set in caves underneath, I guess there's like combat somewhere. I don't know if it's the Middle East or something like that. And there's a bunch of soldiers over there, and they stumble upon a series of caves that apparently there's some supernatural element, monsters or something in there. That's literally all I know about it. I tried not to spoil myself on the plot because I want to genuinely experience it for the very first time, much like I did with the previous ones. You know, if you know half the plot, then you're going to get rid of half the scares. And the one thing about horror, if you don't understand what's going on, it's more interesting than if you do. If you have that air of uncertainty of, I don't know what's happening and things are unfolding, it's confusing around me, that adds to the air of suspense and things in a horror game. You don't want to completely immerse yourself in the universe and know everything going on by the time you start playing the game, because then you've gotten that mysterious suspense is kind of removed from the game. So, personally, I'm very much looking forward for this. Okay, I hope you guys are too. This is the first new horror game that I'm really playing for October. There hasn't been anything. Last year, actually, there were multiple games. Remember, there was the Amnesia Collection I played, and then I ended up playing the new Amnesia game, and then we had Little Hope. So we had, like, a variety of horror games building up to Halloween. This year, there's been, like, nothing at all in regards to horror to play. I mean, a month or 2 ago, I played Tormented Souls, which was good. I honestly just wish that there was more horror stuff, new stuff, available to play, when right now there's very much not that much at all. So I'm excited. All right, today the mainstream House of Ashes, we're gonna do it just like we always do, 3+ hours, me doing my best to keep the people alive and figure out what the hell's going on in the horror game, having fun reactions to all the horror stuff going on. It's gonna be a good time, I feel. I am. It's gonna be good. And I haven't seen any gameplay of this, but I saw 2 reviews posted up on Twitter. Didn't read them, I just read the, like, summary. Both people said this is the best game the company's ever made. Okay. Maybe, you know, thing is, though, a lot of people hated Little Hope, and I loved it. So, I don't know, maybe it'll be the opposite this year, where everyone loves this and I hate it. But I hope not. I hope it's really good. Because I'm ready for horror. I'm ready to chill with you guys and have a good time here with horror, okay? Then tonight, it's my weekly Street Fighter session, Old School Street Fighter, which is why I'm wearing my Ryu shirt here. 2 hours of old school fun, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Hope you'll join me for that. Tomorrow, more House of Ashes. What I'm going to do is between today and tomorrow, tackle the entirety of the game. These games aren't very long. If you play them, you know, fairly good and you don't die a million times, they're probably about 5-6 hours long. So I feel by the end of tomorrow's mainstream, we can wrap up the first run of the game, which is good. And we'll see the whole plot or whatever. And then typically what I like to do is I like to go back and do a second run of the game, this time around doing alternate choices to try to get another outcome, okay? Will we be doing that this year? Probably, but probably not this week. I figure after 6+ hours of the game this week, we should focus on the other games that have been on hold and not been played, okay? So 2 days straight of House of Ashes. Saturday night's late stream will be the continuation of Lost Judgment. Yes, we will still continue to focus on story development, although there is a lot of side content now opening up in the game again. I do want to make a little bit more of a push for story before we kind of get lost and inundated in the side content again, so we'll see how that goes. Sunday, we will return to Back 4 Blood, which originally was going to be on Wednesday, but as you know, got bumped because I tried out that YouTubers Live 2 game for something crazy and big variety. So now Back 4 Blood will resume on Sunday, and it'll be the conclusion of the story-based campaign. We have 2 more stages in Act 3, and then Act 4 is only 1 stage. They've been taking upwards of a half an hour to an hour to beat each. So if they really are that challenging, then maybe that'll be the whole stream. But if we have time, then what I will do is I will do some of the Swarm mode. If you don't know what that is, that's the online PvP mode. It's the humans versus the human-controlled zombies fighting each other. This was one of the most famous modes of Left 4 Dead back in the day, and why the game had longevity. Well, I'm going to be checking that mode out if we have time on Sunday, okay? Sunday night will be the continuation of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Excuse me. Which has been a great playthrough so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's very difficult. And I'm almost to the end of, I guess, what they consider the first campaign. What I guess I'm playing through is the campaign from the first game. I'm not sure how it works. Someone said there's 300 stages in the game. Well, I'm on like 80-something, okay? So I'm continuing on with Super Monkey Ball Sunday night. We'll see how that goes. Then on Monday, it's the story-based conclusion of Alan Wake Remastered. The reason I say that is we're in Episode 6, which is the end of the game. But the game does have 2 story expansions included with this remaster. One called The Writer and one called The Signal. I don't even remember what order they go. But obviously it's a no-brainer. I should play those 2 so we get the whole story, right? So I'm going to be starting up one of those immediately after I finish up the main story of Alan Wake. And then on Tuesday, it's Far Cry 6. And that'll be paired with more Super Monkey Ball. And that's my streaming week. Now just think about that. Okay? 1 full run through House of Ashes. Okay? And then only 1 stream of the other 3 games that I'm playing. Why? Because it's just crazy right now with the amount of games I'm playing. I really need to start finishing up some of these games. The good news here is, here's the good news, there are no new releases that I'm actively going to be playing between now and November 9th. November 9th is the next big release for me. That's Forza Horizon 5, which I'm very, very excited for. Now, everything that people have shown in this game is saying it's the best game, the best driving game on Xbox. It's like amazing graphics, super fun gameplay. I can't wait. It's so the Forza Horizon games, the last 2 I played were so chill and so much fun with you guys. I cannot wait to play this one. Okay? So, I'm pumped for this week, but it is disappointing to me that I can only play these games once. Like, seriously, I'm going to finish the story of Alan Wake, start the DLC. Gotta wait like another week to play it, you know? Now, next week, okay, when I get back from my day off, which is Wednesday, the next week, I am here 7 straight days. All right? 7 straight days. So that means I should make major progress in everything. Every game that I'm playing, there should be big progress. In fact, I would say maybe after I beat the story and do a little bit of Swarm mode and maybe do like 1 co-op session of Back 4 Blood, that might be it for Back 4 Blood for now. We might need to put that on the shelf because I need to work on other stuff. Definitely need to make more progress in these story-based games. Like Alan Wake, I feel if I do like another couple streams, I could beat everything, including the DLCs, but I need time to focus on that, you see? Now, you might notice, I didn't mention Guardians of the Galaxy. That's because I'm not playing Guardians of the Galaxy. I've got so much going on right now in the games I'm playing, and Guardians just does not look like a very good game at all. The gameplay elements look absolutely terrible. The story looks good, the dialogue sounds good, and the gameplay looks like duty. So why am I going to pay full price for a game that literally half the game looks bad, if not more, because I guarantee you the game's going to be full of this grinding, terrible gameplay. So there you go. I don't think I'm going to be playing Guardians. As for Metroid Dread, I'm interested in it. If and when we get opportunity to play Metroid Dread, I'm stoked to do it and stick it into the schedule. But as you know, I'm playing so many games right now, we need to get time for that. And right now, there's no time for that. All right? So after this week, my major focus is just doing all these games and finishing them, right? I have all the way till November 9th to work on that. And then November 11th, whoo! And we'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't need to mention that yet, okay? The one other thing going on right now, the Halloween Marathon event is happening on Halloween. You guys have been great about voting about what games you want to see in it. Right now, it seems like we're going to be playing the original Silent Hill, Condemned Criminal Origins, and Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. Those seem like the 3 games that are locked, okay? I'm going to pick a game to play on it as well, all right? I feel like I should be, it's my freaking event, I should be able to pick a game. And I have an idea of what I want to do. There's going to be 4 games during this marathon event. Of course, I'll be in costume. As I mentioned, I ordered the costume. I hope it shows up in time. But I ordered the costume. I'm ready to go in that regard. The one component that is left that has not been determined yet, okay, for the Halloween event. What cuisine will I be trying for the live edition of Feasting with the King? I don't know. What will it be? It could be a lot of options, let me tell you. Some of the two options I'm absolutely going to put into the running. The first I'm going to put in there is Filipino cuisine, and the second I'm going to do is Thai cuisine. Why? I've never had Filipino. I've only had Thai maybe 2-3 times in my life. I don't know much about them at all. No matter what I get off of those menus, those would be unique dining experiences for me that I'd be like, wow, this is the first real major exposure to these cuisines, okay? So I feel like both of those make sense. I don't know if I'm going to add in another one. It'll definitely be between those two, but I don't know if I'm going to add in a third. I'd have to think about it. It's definitely not going to be anything fast food, because some people are joking, oh, Jollibee or something. No, I'm not doing anything fast food. It's got to be from like a restaurant. It's got to be high quality stuff, okay? So, we'll see what happens, but very soon, I'd argue, let me think when I should do this, because today's the 22nd. At the latest, I'll put up the poll when I come back from my break, but what I'm thinking is maybe around Monday-ish, there'll be a new poll, okay? This poll will be to determine what cuisine I'll be trying during the event, okay? So you guys will be able to vote. It'll be exciting. And then what's going to happen is early on during that day when I do my pre-stream and all of that, we'll look at the menu live or whatever won the poll, and we will vote together, We'll order together is what I meant to say. We'll actually order the food together. And it'll show up during the course of that stream that day. And we'll have a good meal together, you know, Feasting with the King returns after months away. So that'll be exciting. So we're going to have horror games, costume, food, good times on Halloween. If you could be here on Halloween, please do. It's going to be an exciting time, okay? Now, before we get to the game news, which obviously is a ginormous announcement now that it's been confirmed, and I know we're going to be talking about this at length on this pre-stream, please allow me to do my gratuitous cheesy plugs, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am an independent content creator. What that means is that I don't have any sponsorships, partnerships, or associations with anyone else on the internet. I don't get paid to advertise products. I don't get paid to advertise games and kiss games butt. I don't get games early. I pay for them just like you. I get them on release day just like you. I'm a lifelong gamer. My hobby has always been gaming, and the fact that I was able to turn that into a way to make a living a decade ago is absolutely remarkable and was never intended, okay? But because I'm different from other content creators who usually make a living doing this, for example, many other content creators who make a living as content creators are constantly taking these kind of opportunities, whether it's take a game early, do early footage, early reviews. Oh, but there's a review embargo, so you can't really talk that much about the game, but still you're getting early release shit and stuff like that. Or it's these people who just take paid opportunities left and right. You'll see them talking about products in their videos, see them kissing games butt. Why are they playing this game that normally they would never play? This isn't their style of game. Because they're being paid to. It's that simple. I don't do that stuff. Okay? Not to say that I don't get opportunity to. I still, to this day, I'm still getting opportunities, emails and stuff from indie games. They want me to play them. I don't do it. I absolutely refuse, because my content has always been me being 100% honest with you about my opinions of games. When I play a game, you know when you watch my stream or my video that this is me coming through to you 100% truthfully and honestly, right? Right? That's why people watch. They know that when they tune in, I'm not kissing the game's butt just for the hell of it or to make a buck. They know that they're getting a real live running commentary, which is, you know, truthful criticism about what I'm experiencing on the fly in the game that I'm playing. People want honesty and they want transparency. They don't want a paid advertisement every time they turn on someone's stream. I hate to say it, a lot of the streamers who this is how they make their living, man, they're just paid ads. And people don't realize that they don't see through that. For some odd reason, I don't get it, but in the modern day, a lot of people don't see through that. So, because I don't have any of these opportunities, because I don't have partnerships, sponsorships, I make a living being crowdfunded by you guys, all right? Watching my content, and contributing in ways that you can, whether that may be, you know, contributing during a live stream, pledging to my Patreon. You know, there's many different ways that you can contribute, whether you're watching on a live stream or you're watching an on-demand video on YouTube, okay? What I'll say is this. Let me outline some of the ways, the best ways, that you can support this channel and my efforts to keep it going. First of all, if you're watching videos on demand on YouTube, you just check the description of the video. It's that simple. Check the description of the video, and in that description, there's many different ways that you can contribute however you want, okay? If you're watching a live stream, Likely, you're probably going to want to contribute during a way that you can get recognition during the live stream, so allow me to outline some of those. First one would be a channel membership. If you join this channel today, you will get access to many different things, including a highlighted name in stream chat, not having to abide by slow mode rules. You can talk as much as you want in the stream chat, access to all of my emotes, they'll all be unlocked for you, and you get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've actually been an ongoing supporter of the channel. Now, in addition, there's timed exclusive rewards depending on what event is currently going on. Right now, people who are members had the opportunity to nominate and vote on a game for the Halloween event, and it specifically was members only access to get that game. In fact, it's going to be Condemned Criminal Origins that's being played as a result of the channel members, okay? Last month, there was Ask the King, my bi-monthly Q&A show, and the channel members got their questions answered as a high priority during that show. Coming up in future months, there'll be other special things that members will have advantage of, okay? So there's many reasons to become a channel member. By the way, being a channel member here is cheaper than it ever was being a sub over on Twitch, and I get more of a cut of it than I had on Twitch. So please consider it if you're not. We have channel member goals in effect. We really haven't done much headway this month at all in channel memberships. Reason being, let's be honest, this month's been almost dead. All the stuff that's come out this month is either a remaster or a rehash. There's really nothing original and fun coming out. Today, playing House of Ashes is one of the very rare times we're playing something new and interesting this month. Up to now, 22 days into the month, this is like the first day we're getting a big high-profile new release that's something unique, you know? So, please check it out. Become a member if you can. Also, you could do a super chat or a super sticker. These are ways that you can contribute that go through YouTube itself, and you get a highlighted message in chat if you do those. It's a great way to get some recognition for yourself live on a stream if you do those, okay? So if you become a member, do a super chat or a super sticker. I appreciate all of those. They all help out. I'll give you a shout out when you do them. In fact, I'm going to go through the shout outs in a few minutes here and give credit to those who have contributed, all right? But though it's long-term support, meaning all those methods of support, I don't get anything right away. It takes a while. There's a processing time and everything. And then once a month, those kind of get tallied up, and I'll receive a benefit for them at one time a month, but it usually takes about a month to a month and a half to process. If you tip me, which is the third and biggest way to contribute during a live stream, that's definitely the best way to contribute. Reason being, number one, I get tips right away. So if I need to put a tip towards the cost of a game, a bill, taxes, groceries, pet supplies, whatever it may be, tips give me the fluidity, the liquidity to do that stuff because I don't have to wait in order to get those tips. In addition, I get more of a cut of tips than any other contribution. And what I mean by that is when you tip me, there's always a middleman involved no matter what kind of contribution you give me, but tips have the least amount taken out. So if you tip me a certain amount, chances are I'm getting more of that amount than if you were to contribute via another method, you see? So I get more of it, I get it quicker. It's a no-brainer that tips are the best way to contribute. Because tips are the best way to contribute, I have reward tiers in place for people who tip. If we raise $50 in total tips on today's stream, I put on my Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, you get to pick a hat. Hats eligible today are camo, digital, and the fake hair hat because I am wearing headphones for a horror game. It's a no-brainer. I want to hear the stuff in a horror game. Jump scares, you can't really get scared if you don't hear them. So those are the hats that are available. At $150 of tips today, you guys get to pick a vest for me to wear for the stream. I'll hit the reset button on that for this week. All your top vests are eligible, including the red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold. Those are your 4 top favorites. So those will all be available to be selected today if we hit the tips goal of $150. Okay? So again, please consider contributing if you can. The best way to contribute is by tipping. I'm not being ungrateful or looking a gift horse in the mouth. If you want to contribute in another way, please by all means do. Everything adds up and helps a lot. But tips are the best way to contribute, and thank you in advance. All right? You may say, well, why does Phil do this at the beginning of his stream? Most other streamers just turn on the stream and start streaming, and then they'll mention that during the stream. Because I don't want to derail the fucking stream. I feel that if I get this out of the way now on pre-stream, and then we're enjoying a game later on, I don't have to constantly be mentioning, oh, can you get some contributions? Can I do? Don't have to do that. You know? I could focus on the game and have a good time with you guys if I get it out of the way. Yeah, I do things differently than everyone else. It's true. Okay. Let's talk about the ginormous... Sand Casino says, if I donate $150 right now, will you wear the vest throughout the entire stream? Yes, that's how it works. That's exactly how it works. If we hit the tips goal right now, I wear that vest the whole stream. Okay. So here we go. The big game news for today. The giant bomb. No, not the website of bad journalism. The giant bomb of news that dropped today is that all the rumors are true. Everything we have heard circulating for the past couple of months was based on fact. Everything is accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, Cyberpunk 2077's next-gen releases are pushed back. They're not coming out this year. They lied all year. Can you believe that CD Projekt Red deceived us in this major way? No, that's not the news. I'm kidding. That's not the news. That's I can't believe people reported that as news till like 2 days ago. I actually saw that on Twitter, that people were reporting that as news. Oh, CD Projekt Red says everything's delayed again. I was like, how the fuck is this news? Who's still waiting for Cyberpunk? Literally, is there anyone on the planet Earth who's sitting around, well, I'm still waiting for Cyberpunk to update so I can play it? What? The game sucks, man. We all know it sucks. It sucked a year ago. It'll suck a year from now. It'll suck 10 years from now. It'll just keep on sucking. It's a bad game. They fucked up. They ruined it. It's terrible. Don't wait for it. Why are people talking about that? But that's not the news we're talking about today. The news we're talking about, the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy is real, which we already knew, but it actually is coming out on November 11th. I just said as much the last couple of days, I didn't believe it. I thought that this was not happening. I was like, how could this be such a best-kept secret that we didn't know anything about it and saw no gameplay and nothing of this, and this is coming out in 2 weeks? Well, fuck me. It's coming out on November 11th. Apparently Rockstar did it again. They kept it, they kept it under wraps. They didn't leak any information about it. Then now, today, the first gameplay was shown, and all right, here's the thing. I think some people were having these insanely lofty, ridiculous expectations. Do I even want the classic GTA trilogy to look like modern GTA? Probably not. It has its own charm, its own appeal. You know what I mean? Now, certainly, I don't want it to look exactly the same as the old games either. Those games look like shit, okay? But what they did is they basically upscaled the graphics to look better. They're still cartoony. The character models are still kind of cartoony. But you've got lighting effects now. Yeah, they exist. You've got 60 frames per second. Thank God. And they also announced that there will be refined controls that are improved. Thank God, because those games, the controls are incredibly outdated. And weather effects are now added to the game in places where they weren't, or they look much better. It's the modernized weather effects and stuff. So basically, the games are going to play more like modernized GTA and look decent. They're not going to look like GTA 5, but they'll look decent. That's good. This is good news. I'm pleased with this news. This is like, let's take GTA into the modern era so that another generation can appreciate this trilogy of games that maybe never played them, because who the hell wants to play these incredibly outdated games, right? When you got people who played GTA 5 17 times, plus GTA Online constantly in the last decade, they want more of that. They don't want to go back to something that looks like Duty and runs and plays terribly. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to hear all of this. However, there's still questions, right? It was only like a minute teaser / announcement video that they put out today. We still have major questions that need to be answered. Like, are they going to improve the systems in the game? Like, for example, the save system in the earlier games is terrible. The save system doesn't autosave. You have to keep going back to a garage to save, or excuse me, yeah, your own garage to save the game. That's actually one of the reasons why the earlier games are so tedious and annoying. There's no autosave. Did they implement an autosave system? So you beat a mission, it saves it for you, and you can auto-resume later rather than have to fucking drive around wasting time backtracking to save between every mission because, God forbid, you die. Now you got to do 2-3 missions over, right? It really sucks. I hope that they're going to improve that. But in addition, I definitely feel that they need to have the music in the games. Like, I have a strong feeling that if you're going to really put the quality in there of the original gaming experience, the music of GTA was a major part of that. And admittedly, when I played the original playthroughs of those games, what was it, 2012? The music was a huge part of the playthroughs. And then when I went back and replayed them later on, HD versions, and I couldn't use the music for fear that YouTube was going to shut me down, it was actually a major detriment. Now, not to say that those weren't fun playthroughs. They absolutely were fun to play through again without the music regardless. But still, it's kind of like at this point of my content creation career, I don't really care anymore about getting videos claimed for music. And admittedly, the good thing about it now is YouTube isn't stupid about it. For example, right now I'm playing Alan Wake Remastered. All the music in that game is licensed music, and every video is getting claimed, but it's just getting claimed. The videos aren't getting blocked. I'm not getting copyright strikes. The videos are just getting claimed, and someone else is making the ad revenue on them. I'm okay with that. At least I'm preserving the integrity of the playthrough by having the music in there, and people who like that playthrough are contributing via other methods so that it still makes sense for me to play the game in that method. You see what I'm saying? The reason that I was so nervous about playing GTA with the music years ago is because YouTube wasn't like that, and they were still taking down videos, claiming videos, blocking, muting videos. So, hopefully, alright, hopefully, what'll happen is I will play these games with all the music in them. Hopefully they have the music in them, because that's what they haven't confirmed yet. Is all the music in them? Did they renew all the licensing rights to these amazing period songs? You know what I'm saying? Like when you play GTA 3 or GTA San Andreas or Vice City, they all have music from that time period where the game takes place, and that's why it feels so amazing to play those games with that music in it. I hope they keep all the music, and if they needed to, they renewed the licenses, because let me tell you guys, they're charging $60 for this trilogy. So it better have what you're expecting. You know what I mean? Like, it better have the music. The crow outside agrees. Did you hear him? The crow outside's like, man, it better have that fucking music. So, hopefully, it will have all the music. It'll be great. Okay? I am very much looking forward to this. By the way, so the full news announcement, the full trilogy is coming out on November 11th for, like, every console. It's like PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, PC. I don't think it's on Switch. I just think it's those platforms. $60 supposedly for the trilogy. I don't think it's $70. I think they said it's $60 for the trilogy. And if you are playing on Xbox and have Game Pass, San Andreas is included under Game Pass, but only San Andreas. Okay, you'd still have to buy the other 2 games, I guess piecemeal. I don't know if they'll be available separately or if you have to buy them together as a collection. If you have PS Now, for the 10 people who have it, apparently Grand Theft Auto 3 will be available on PS Now on December 7th. So whether you have an Xbox console and Game Pass or a PlayStation console and PS Now, you'll be getting a free game from this collection no matter what. I think this is a very smart strategy. Okay, and the reason I think this is a smart strategy is I feel what's going to happen is people are going to play the free game, even if they didn't buy the trilogy and had no interest in it. They're going to play the free one, say, oh shit, this is pretty good, hear everyone else talking about how they're playing them all, and then they're going to want to buy the rest of them, you see? So I think this is like one of the best ways to tackle this marketing of the game. I think it was done well that they're going to be giving out those free versions. So, for me, here's the deal. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is on Switch? Okay, I'm being told it is on Switch as well. Wow. Well, I don't know how it's going to perform on Switch. I'll tell you, I'll be playing it on Xbox Series X. And here's the deal. November literally just went from, man, kind of a disappointing November. There'll be a few good games, but it just doesn't feel like that hype gaming season anymore, to, holy shit, November's going to be awesome, man. Like, there's going to be so much fun gaming going on in November. Like, seriously, my whole attitude about this gaming season has just flipped on its head with this trilogy. Because let me give you some perspective about the stuff that's coming out in November. Okay? Currently, we've got Call of Duty Vanguard on the November 5th, which admittedly it sounds like not a lot of people are excited for, and I've already said I'm skipping. I'm not playing the game. I'm skipping it this year. First time ever that I'm skipping a yearly GTA, oh my god. First time ever that I'm skipping a yearly Call of Duty, and I'm skipping it this year. Yeah. November 9th, Forza Horizon 5. Now I'm stoked for that. I've loved Forza Horizon 3 and 4. I'm going to play the new one on the next-gen console. It's going to have amazing graphics, great gameplay. It's going to be an ultimate chill stream. I'm super excited for that. Shin Megami Tensei 5 on November 12th, but here's the thing. I'm already in the midst of a lengthy RPG with Lost Judgment. I'm not starting another RPG right now. I already told everyone there's no way I'm starting another RPG till Lost Judgment's done, so that's shelved for now. Battlefield 2042 is coming out on November 19th, and although I was a little on the fence, I think I am probably going to get it. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes on November 19th. Yes, I'll be playing one of those. Apparently, oh, that's it, because the other stuff's December. Okay, so that was your November. I mean, let's think about that. That wasn't a huge November, right? When you're thinking about that, and like, that's not that much. There's some good stuff in there for sure, but that's not a crazy November like we were used to having during the busy fall gaming season, right? But now we've got the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. Sorry, I'm just deleting these emails. Now we got the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. Now we got a lot. Now we got, you know, pretty excited to check this out. Now, how will I be tackling it? Because I'm sure people are wondering, how's Phil going to tackle this now? We're going to start from the beginning. On November 11th, I'm going to start with GTA 3. We're just going to play it. And by the way, I'm going to be playing it with all the music. I'm not going to censor the game in any way, shape, or form. I've been there, done that. I did it years ago, censoring the game. I'm not doing it this time. I refuse, actually. As a content creator, at this point, I want to experience these games for what they're supposed to be with the music and everything intact. I don't care if the videos get claimed on YouTube. Admittedly, I don't think I make much money on the advertisements on YouTube anyway. But what I will ask is this, saying this in advance, considering that I am going to be eventually playing through the whole trilogy, and with the music on, all right, I would hope that you guys will support the trilogy in other ways. Whether that means when you're on a live stream, please come and contribute if normally you wouldn't. Or if you're not going to be on the live streams, if you're going to watch those videos on demand on YouTube, please look at the video description and contribute, whether it's a patron pledge, sending a tip, whatever it is. I would ask, please do so. Because here's the deal. 100% of those videos will be claimed. 100% of the videos are going to get claimed on YouTube. I will make no money on any of those videos on YouTube. Despite the fact that I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, I will go as far to say this. I guarantee you, those videos will have more views than anything I've done in like the last 6 months. Probably the only other stuff this year that'll beat that is like Resident Evil 8. GTA brings the butts to seats. You know what I'm saying? People will be very excited to watch me play those games again. I'm excited to play them again. Modernized controls, better graphics. I mean, holy shit, this is going to be great. But I know that's what's going to happen, is that the videos will be claimed 100%. So I'm going to have to ask for your buy-in on this. That you guys are going to say, we want to see you play the trilogy with the music on this time. We will come and support the streams. We will support the videos. If you do that for me, I'll do that for you, and I'll leave the music on. Okay? So there you go. So that's starting on the 11th. November 11th, I'm playing GTA 3. And if you take a look at the other games at that time, likely I'll be playing Forza Horizon. I'll be juggling probably the end game of things like Far Cry and stuff like that. I'll definitely still be playing Lost Judgment. Like, that's not going anywhere. That's going to be a super lengthy playthrough, I know. But by then, definitely I'll be probably be done with games like Alan Wake, Back 4 Blood. House of Ashes will definitely be done. We'll just have a few lingering playthroughs by that point. So GTA will be front and center, the main featured game for me. And I'm excited for that, obviously. So, oh, excuse me. So, yes, it's going to be good. I know, this is hilarious. Snowdalus says, I can't believe we're all excited to play 20-year-old games. Gaming is fucked, just like Hollywood. Yes. How many times in 2021 have I said, man, this just seems like a terrible year for games? Every major game is a re-release, a rehash, a remake, a remaster, and the games that have been original IPs or whatever have been underwhelming. Like I said, I'm not even kidding you. I can only name about 5 good games from this year that I've played. You know, really. I can only name about 5 games that stand out in my mind as these are games that I would consider Game of the Year contenders. That's pathetic. That's 2021 in a nutshell. The year of delays, of the good games you're waiting for, or disappointment in the games that came out. So, it's hilarious that this trilogy might actually be the biggest thing in gaming in this year, and it's just a remastered trilogy, right? It's not even new games, and it's not even something we knew about until like 2 weeks ago or whatever, right? Like, we was rumors, but we weren't confirmed this was even coming out. So, I'm not even kidding you. Reading this news on Twitter this morning, my excitement for this gaming season went from like, yeah, to whoa, this is good. This is exciting. This is going to give us exactly what we needed. It's going to give refreshment to the streams. You're going to have people coming, watch this. People are going to be coming to my streams that haven't been around for a while. Oh my God, Phil's playing GTA again. He's doing it with the music on this time. You know, the new version, better visuals, control. We got to see this, right? Plus, I'm going to mix that up with all the other stuff going on. You're still going to see Battlefield. There's going to be Pokemon. There's going to be variety in there. This is what I needed for variety's sake this time of year, and I'm very excited for this trilogy. I really am. I'm like super pumped and stoked for this now. So, I hope that you guys are just as excited as me, and you will join me starting on November 11th for that trilogy. And again, the buy-in here is that, oh, I 100% want you to play these games with the music on, but I will support the playthrough. Please do. I'm going to need your support to make these playthroughs work. You know, I can't have dead days where nothing's coming in because I'm making no revenue on those playthroughs on YouTube, okay? Okay. All right, so that's really the news for today. The other news is the horrible news about what happened with Alec Baldwin on the set of his new movie Rust, where apparently he was using a prop gun, which means it's a gun that's loaded with a blank. Now, for those of you who don't know what a blank is still a bullet, but a blank does not have a bullet tip. It doesn't have the metal tip on it. Typically, what they do on a set is they'll pack it with cotton or something else that's not supposed to hurt someone. So you shoot someone with cotton, it's not really going to hurt them that much. Maybe it'll leave a bruise, but it's, you know, it's a blank, as opposed to a real gun where you're shooting someone with a damaging bullet. Well, apparently something happened. It's not clear what happened on the set, but Alec was discharging this prop gun and ended up killing someone and severely injuring someone else. And it doesn't make any sense. It's a prop gun. How did that happen? What are the circumstances that this possibly could have happened? Was it an insane freak accident where the bullet in the gun maybe exploded or something and caused a different kind of damage? Or was it another freak accident where the cotton actually could have gone at such a velocity that it actually killed someone, which doesn't make sense? No one knows yet, all right? But everyone's talking about this today. It's obviously horrible. Apparently the reports are saying that anyone who, like the paparazzi, of course, because they're fuckheads, they want to try to get in and find out what's going on. They've apparently have footage of Alec Baldwin, like, crying uncontrollably outside of, like, the local sheriff's department. Like, he can't stop himself from grieving because this is the worst thing that's ever happened to him. Obviously, he killed a person and had no, you know, completely ridiculous accident. Damn, it's fucked up. And, of course, everyone now is saying this is comparable to The Crow. For those who don't know the movie The Crow, in the 1990s, it was Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, in his first major movie role, the starring action star of this movie. And somehow they loaded a real bullet into what was supposed to be a gun that was supposed to be a prop gun, and they actually shot him with a real bullet, and he died during the filming of the movie. And it's pretty fucked up. You know, this is, you know, it's rare when this happens in Hollywood. And the fact that it happened, people are like, how the fuck could this happen in 2021? We don't know. And really, there's no point in speculating. You know, we won't know till the investigation's concluded. I'm sure Alec has no fucking idea what happened. No one else does. But, you know, how horrible he must feel as a lifetime actor. Never had a problem and never had an issue like this. And all of a sudden now someone's dead. And, you know, even though, see, here's the problem. He has to know it wasn't his fault. Like, he didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, he did it, but he didn't intend to do it, nor should the circumstances have ever had that happen ever. He's probably fired 100 prop guns before in his life and never had anyone get hurt. You know what I mean? But how fucked that must be in your head, that now you know you killed someone who was a person who was having a meaningful, beautiful life, and they're gone now because of you, even though it was an accident. Still, how fucked up that must make your head, you know? So I guess we're going to find out. I guess we're going to find out. They're going to do an investigation and find out. But, you know, I feel bad for the guy, obviously. It's fucked up, man. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us do some shout-outs for those of you who contributed. And then we're going to get started with House of Ashes here today. Okay? Let's start with the YouTube side of shout-outs. So, wow, we got a lot to get through. Golden Gamers 98 did a super chat. Senator Zen re-upped his support of the channel. Thank you or excuse me, he became a member for the first time. Thank you, Senator Zen, for that. Guitar Player re-upped his channel membership. Thank you for that. End Times re-upped the membership. Thank you for that. And then we've got We Are Venom, who is the one who did a super chat and had told me, actually, the Trilogy remaster for GTA is also on Switch. Shit. Cool. Okay. Thank you, We Are Venom. All right, now we jump over to tips, of which there are actually a good amount this morning. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. What is going on? I need to shrink. There we go. I need to shrink the size of the screen so I can scroll it. Okay. First tip of today was from Tarantula MS 2018. $6.50 tip. They said, hey, Phil, what's going on, Tarantula? Excuse me. Welcome to the stream and good to see you. Hope you had a good day away yesterday. Thank you for the first tip of the day. Let's see here. Alec Baldwin tipped me $2 and said, seeing you during pre-stream makes a huge difference. How is Jasper, by the way? He is well. Kat is currently getting ready for work, and I'm sure he's out there hanging around with her. Later today, he'll be able to join us in the office. Perhaps after the break, we'll see. Okay. Come on, it's screwing up. My the stupid browser is screwing up. Guitar Player 1939 has tipped me $4.20 as I finally managed to get a pre-owned PS5. Congratulations to you, Guitar Player. That is shocking to me that anyone is trading in their PS5s, because think about how stupid that is, right? You have a PS5. Oh, I don't need it anymore. Why are you not selling it on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money, right? Why are you like trading it into a place that they're going to resell it as a pre-owned? I don't know, but anyway, congratulations. I hope that it works well for you. I hope that it's not a situation where it's a refurb. I've had some refurb stuff that fell apart on me, which really pissed me off. But I hope that it's not the situation. I hope that you enjoy your PS5 and have a good time with it. It's a great console. You know, I enjoyed it for the nearly year straight that I was playing it. Now I'm on Xbox Series X, and I like that too. So you should have a good time. You can play catch-up now with all the stuff you missed out on, right? Carlton Jr., to me, $1.50 says, I need you to bitch slap game developers. They pushed back Advance Wars to spring 2022, completely tone deaf. So originally, the Advance Wars collection was supposed to be coming out the first week of December. And now I guess you're saying it's been delayed. I was actually saying that would have been a good time for it. Because in December, the only other thing that's high profile is really Halo. That's it. So it might have gotten some exposure. But what can you, if it's not ready, it's not ready. You know, just don't release it in February. That'd be pretty bad. Shout out to the Brick Boy 103 who has tipped me $10. Thank you to Brick Boy. It's good to see you. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. As you are the top tipper so far today. Thank you for that. And that jumps up to 23. Thank you, Brick Boy. Let's see here. Review Tech Congo. Tip me $1.50. Says, looking forward to Street Fighter Friday. I'm curious, does Goji Tanks ever play any other Street Fighter besides Third Strike? I mean, he always picks Third Strike. If you haven't noticed, every single time I've played him, he always selects Third Strike. He never picks another game. Likely because that's the only game he can cheap out wins in. So, Chef Venus has tipped $10. A tie for top tipper of the day. Sadly, Chef Venus, Brick Boy beat you to it, so you don't get on the leaderboard, but you're tied for top tip. He says, Phil, I was looking forward to horror and choice-based games like this on your channel. A little tip to say thanks, mate. You are welcome. In advance, you are welcome. And thank you very much for the support. With Dre Day has tipped $1.50 and says, I replayed GTA 4 with the gutted soundtrack recently. They lost most of the rights from the European pop station, so it wasn't the same. Yeah, you see, when I first played GTA 4, my original playthrough before I was a YouTuber, I used all the music. I like that song. What was that song? 999, Sticky Sticky Schwein, whatever that is. That is a catchy-ass fucking song. And I used to, like, drive around, like, rocking out to the music in the game. Seriously. Then when I played it for YouTube, and I did it my very first playthrough years and years and years ago, I've used some of the music, but I just remember, I don't know, like, I didn't like the music as much for some reason. That second run through. You know what it might have been, if I remember correctly? It's because I was trying to listen to the dialogue and pay attention to it, and sometimes the music would kind of annoy you while I was doing that. So I remember that. Then remember, I played it again with no music, because that was the era when everything was getting claimed and blocked on YouTube. So I played it with no music at all. But yeah, imagine playing it today and half the songs aren't in it, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm a little worried about, right? What I'm worried about is what's going to happen when it comes to this trilogy. Will it have the music? Because, admittedly, each game in the GTA trilogy is a different era. Grand Theft Auto 3 is the early 2000s. San Andreas is the 90s, hip-hop, R&B. And then you've got the 80s music, rock music and shit from Vice City. And if that's not in there, you know what I mean? If that's not in there, that honestly to me would be like a major loss. Even though I've played those games without the music, and I know that they're still hold up. They're still great games without the music. I feel like without those songs, that would be a disappointment and maybe even debatable that they're not worth the price they're charging for them. You know what I'm saying? I hope they have the music. I really do. I find it's funny they didn't say anything about it yet. Okay. Chris Black, to me, $5. I don't know why there were bullets on set. There needs to be an investigation. That department keep doing your thing. Well, here's the thing. I just explained it. I'll try to briefly explain it again. When you shoot blanks, you're still shooting bullets. Okay? Here's the difference. A regular bullet has an explosive gunpowder chamber, and in front of the chamber is a piece of metal that shoots out as a projectile and hits your enemy. That's why there's a casing that hits the floor. That's where the gunpowder was, in the casing. And it launched the projectile out of the tip at your enemy, okay? And then the casing hits the floor. That's how a regular bullet works. With a blank, there's no projectile in the tip. It's supposed to be like a wad of cotton or something. So it sounds like a bullet. It looks like a bullet, but it's not a bullet, okay? So the only thing I can think of is confusion, or could it be that they'd used the blank and it was too close? I don't know. I'm not a forensics fucking expert. They're going to figure this out, okay? Okay. Thank you for the tip. Harry Butthole tipped me $1.50 and says, Phil, finally caught you live again. Excited for the game. Me too. An anonymous $1.30 tipper says, I was trying to watch your Crysis 3 playthrough. It just ends. Why didn't you finish it when you play the remaster? No, the game was garbage. The game is absolute trash. If anything, here's the truth of it, all right? Crysis 1 was a game that, at its time, when it was PC only at launch, was the best-looking video game of all time. It had groundbreaking graphics that no one had ever seen the likes of before, and people liked it because of it. The gameplay was all right, but it was really about, oh my god, my jaw has dropped because of the graphics. Crysis 2 looked great, but was actually a cross-platform game. I played it on Xbox 360, and I thought it was okay. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was an okay game that had some really grindy, difficult parts. Crysis 3 exposed the franchise for being shitty. Like, seriously, by the time Crysis 3 had come out, the games no longer even looked good anymore by the standards of other games. Other games had far surpassed what the Crysis franchise looked like. And the game was terrible. The gameplay elements sucked shit. It was just not a fun game. I played, like, maybe, a couple hours of it. I hated it, and so did my viewers and everything. Like, I seriously still remember playing that game and the premiere. I was excited for it and everything, and I played it, and I was playing 2 hours, and everyone was like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is this game? It's no good at all, right? And I'm kind of the same way. I was playing it, I was like, this kind of blows. And that was, back then, because it was a long time ago when that came out, that was one of the rare occurrences where I said, I'm not continuing my playthrough. I actually hate this game, and I don't want to waste my time on it when I could be playing other stuff that I like better and my viewers will like better. And back then, that was a rare thing for me. It was very rare that I would start up a playthrough and then not continue with it. So actually, it became one of the, oh, Phil, rage quit a game. There was no rage. I just thought the game sucked. It wasn't fun. You know? So, it's hilarious. Oh, the Crysis Trilogy came out. You notice no one's talking about it? No one cares about Crysis, man. Again, much like the original Far Cry 1, okay? Far Cry 1, when it came out, was one of the most groundbreaking games ever on PC. It had the biggest draw distance of any FPS game, completely open world. You know, enemies would hunt you across the entire map. Like, I remember, water effect. Oh, the best water effects you'll ever see in a game. All that was said. Far Cry 1 is still a decent game, but do you hear people freaking out about fucking Far Cry 1 today? Of course not. You know, but that's oh, Crysis is such an amazing gameplay trilogy, and everyone, what the fuck are you talking about? The games actually stink. They're not good anymore by modern standards. Harry Butthole to another $1.50 and says, you ever wish there was more of these story-based adventure games? It seems we only get a handful of them. They're some of my favorites to watch and play. Here's the thing. I think a lot of people in the modern era, whenever they buy a game now, because basically what we've had in the last 5 years is that we have now been conditioned to think that when we spend $60 for a game, we're supposed to get 40 to 80 hours of gameplay. A giant open world with side content and additional content and shit like that. We've just been conditioned for that. In the last 5 to 10 years, games, I would argue that's the one major thing that happened in the last console generation. PS4 and Xbox One era, because storage capacity opened up, games got bigger, okay? That doesn't mean there's not a place in gaming for narrative-based games with interactions and choices that change the narrative. It does. These games, very much in my opinion, have a place. Take a look at Life is Strange True Colors from last month. I loved that game. I'm not even kidding you guys. So far, that's one of my favorite games of 2021. It was well written. It had comedy. It had a variety of gameplay elements. It had a good story. Like, I really enjoyed that game. And I know people will sit there and just shit on it. Oh, it's just a narrative-based game. That's not a game. Yes, it is. Whether or not you like it is one thing, but it's still a fucking game. Really, it's still a game, and the fact that you say shit like, oh, that's not a game, it's a ripoff. No, maybe that's your opinion, but you don't have the ability to just make blanket statements like that and try to crap on a game just because you're ignorant of it and don't understand why people would like it, okay? There's absolutely a place for these games, and in particular, if you haven't noticed, whenever I play them, They end up being pretty good playthroughs. So I'm excited today very much for House of Ashes. Okay. I think a couple more super chats came in, and then we're going to get started here. So Matthew Conway did 2 $5 super chats. Actually, first of all, TX Shooter had done a super chat. So what do I think about the Uncharted trailer? Meh. It's nice that what they're trying to do is they're trying to do an homage to the games. There's actually like a literal scene that looks exactly like the scene from the opening of Uncharted 3. But the characters are miscast. I'm sorry, they just are. Tom Holland is not Nathan Drake, and Marky Mark is not Sully. I don't care what they say. These are different characters. I'm not saying the movies won't be good. They very well could be very good, but those aren't the characters from Uncharted. This is a reimagining of who those characters are for the purpose of these movies. So the movie could be good, but it's not Uncharted. It's something different. It's a different version of Uncharted that they reimagined for the movies, and these are not the same characters. Outside of that, the trailer looks good. So Matthew Conway did 2 super chats, both $5 super chats. GTA 4, Pruitt Ego by Philip Glass, and hitting cinematic ramps with my BFF Logan Smo. I don't know what the fuck you just said, but thank you very much, Matthew, for the super chat. What the fuck? I don't have an idea what he just said. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for a very, very fun and supportive pre-stream, exciting one, because I'm not even kidding you. With the news this morning of the GTA Trilogy, my feelings of this gaming season just exponentially exploded in a positive way. I was feeling down about this gaming season. Like, man, it's been such a slow season. Don't get me wrong. Today I was actually excited because we're playing House of Ashes, which looks like it's going to be really good. But outside of that, I'm like, dude, this has just been so fucking boring, right? And now I think things are going to be exciting again. Today we get a horror game. We get to wrap up these good playthroughs. We got Forza Horizon. We got the GTA Trilogy. We got stuff going now. We got stuff pumping, exciting again. This is good. This is good. Harry Butthole did another $1.50 tip and says, while these games, we're talking about narrative-based games, are much shorter, when you consider it, you can actually get 2 or 3 playthroughs out of them, so they don't fare too badly in terms of value for your dollar. I agree. I actually agree. If you're going to run through them a second or third time, if they warrant that, then yeah, you're actually getting your money's worth. Matthew Conway did another super chat asking if I'm excited for VR games. Absolutely not. All right, guys, let's take a break. I'm going to use the bathroom. When we come back, it's time for the premiere of House of Ashes. I might actually turn off my lamp to make it not as bright in here for this playthrough. And DC says he has a haiku. Man of Medan and Little Hope were awesome games. I'm pumped for the house. Me too. All right, break time. I'll be back, guys.